Gentle, soothing music begins. This is Sparkle. Now, you'd think a dragon would be the bravest creature of all, right? Roaring, breathing fire, not afraid of anything. But Sparkle had a little secret. He was very, very afraid of the dark. Every night, as the sun went down and the shadows grew long and spooky in his cave, Sparkle would hide. The wind would howl outside, an owl would hoot in the distance, and every little noise made him jump. He'd pull his cozy blanket right over his head, his own soft, yellow glow seeming so small against the big dark night. "Oh, I wish I could be brave," he'd whisper to himself, shivering as a big wobbly shadow danced on the wall. One night, as Sparkle was hiding, he heard a tiny, frightened sound. It was a little squeak. Peeking out from under his blanket, he saw a tiny field mouse, shivering in a corner, looking even more scared than he was. "It's so, so dark." The little mouse trembled. Seeing someone even smaller and more frightened than himself did something funny to Sparkle. A little warm feeling, like a tiny ember, started to glow in his chest. He took a small step towards the mouse. "Don't be scared," Sparkle said, his voice a little shaky. "I'm here." He wanted to help the mouse feel safe. He knew what dragons were supposed to do. He took a big, deep breath, puffed out his little cheeks, and tried to breathe fire. But poof! All that came out were a few sad, gray smoke rings. The little mouse looked even more disappointed, and Sparkle's cheeks turned red. He felt silly, but he didn't give up. He closed his eyes tight and thought of all the warm, bright things he loved, the feeling of warm sunshine on his scales, the twinkling dance of fireflies on a summer evening, and the hopeful little face of his new friend. He thought about how good it would feel to make the mouse smile. He took another deep breath, a really big one this time, and whoosh! A beautiful, steady flame flickered to life at the end of his snout. It wasn't a giant, roaring fire that could burn down a forest. No, it was a gentle, friendly, golden light, a perfect, little nightlight, and it was just enough. The little mouse's eyes went wide with wonder. Sparkle held his flame high like a torch. Suddenly, the scary, wobbly shadows on the cave wall weren't scary anymore. They pulled back, shrinking away from the light and turning into funny, dancing shapes. The little mouse started to giggle. Feeling braver than he ever had before, Sparkle led the mouse on an adventure through the cave. With his little flame lighting the way, he discovered that the giant monster he always imagined was just a funny-shaped rock. The terrifying giant looming in the corner was actually a tall, harmless plant. The scary night sounds didn't seem so scary anymore. They were just the sounds of the world going to sleep. Soon, Sparkle and the little mouse were sitting together, warmed by the cheerful little fire Sparkle had made. His own scales seemed to glow brighter and more confidently than ever before. He wasn't afraid, not one bit. "You know," Sparkle said happily, looking at his friend, "I guess the dark isn't so scary after all, as long as you have a little light to share." And that's what Sparkle learned. He learned that being brave doesn't mean you're never afraid. True bravery is being afraid, but choosing to light up the darkness anyway, especially for a friend. If Sparkle's story lit up your day and warmed your heart, why not subscribe for more adventures? We'd love to share more stories with you. Thanks for watching.